Hi everyone, this is video 2.11. In this video we're going to cover two more management skills, and that will be time management and delegation. So first of all, time management, the ability to prioritise tasks, set deadlines and delegate. So delegation and time management work really well together. As we've been through before, the organisations have limited resources and time is one that they are unable to buy more of. Now, as a result of that, it's important to use that in the most effective way possible. So there's some ways to improve time management. They can make a list of objectives, rank objectives according to their importance, list activities necessary to achieve objectives. So it's just about assigning priorities, scheduling the tasks that need to be done. So with time management, it can be a really good one to use for a manager if they want to achieve their objectives. Now let's say that they are going to launch a new product. Let's say it's Apple that's going to launch a new product. Now they would have a deadline for that. They announce when the product's going to be launched, so they have to organise the products to be distributed to all their outlets. They need to organise product launch events and all those kind of things. Now, because they're going to be pushed for time, they need to ensure that they use time management. So as a manager, that would be quite a stressful time. Therefore, the best way is to prioritise tasks, rank their objectives, schedule their activities so they're actually able to achieve all their tasks by the specific time. That's how they can use that particular skill. And that's something that you can use in the answers for your questions. Delegation is really linked in well with time management, and it's I suppose another time management tool. So that is handing over tasks and responsibilities and authority to employees. So the manager actually hands over that particular task but maintains the accountability for that task completion. So if it's not done, it still comes back to the manager. Now the manager can then take corrective action on the employee, but essentially that task has been passed on by the manager, but the manager maintains the accountability for it. Now when handing over tasks, the manager will often give guidelines to the employee or the subordinate. So that could be that that has to be done by a specific time, or it might be that there's a certain budget that they can use. But so it's often not just a free-for-all and saying, right, you need to get this done and there's no limits. They'll often be given guidelines on how to go about it, an actual, like a scaffolding or some rules that they have to abide by in order to get it done. Now the beauty of this is that it enables the manager to utilise the skills of a particular employee. It helps develop that employee's skills also, and the actual employee might be at a particular task, they might have more skill and experience than the actual manager, so they're getting the best people to do particular jobs. So therefore it can get those tasks completed to a higher level. Now, a couple of benefits, some for the manager and some for the subordinate. So the manager, their time is freed up, which creates less stress. Often some managers want to do everything themselves. There's the saying that if you want anything done right, you've got to do it yourself. Now, delegation goes against that, and that's probably a good thing because it creates succession planning. Now, what that means is, let's say the manager is away sick or all of a sudden decides to leave the organisation. If that manager has been doing everything themselves, then there's no one within the organisation to step into that role. So it's important that if they've been delegated tasks, that the employees will have more skills and knowledge on how to complete tasks. Therefore, they're able to step into the role of the manager if need be, or at least they're not as far behind as what they would be if they haven't been delegated to. So the subordinate, more responsibility, that creates better motivation and more morale. So that's a real positive for the culture of the organisation. They get practice in other areas, which stimulates and is creative and all those kinds of things. and it increases the possibility for promotion. So if they go into a job interview where they want to be promoted, or an appraisal where they want a promotion, they can say, well, I've done these tasks, so I'm ready for that promotion. Whereas if they've just been doing the normal tasks that they would normally do and they want to be promoted, then they would probably have to be trained further, and that costs the organisation money. Now, if it's not handled correctly, or even if it's not done, managers can be disorganised. Some managers won't do it because they get fear of being shown up, and they think, well, some may think, well, what's my job if my employees are doing all the work? This gives delegating gives the manager more time to lead, and gives them also more time to work on the organisation rather than in the organisation. So what we mean by that is they can work on developing the organisation further. And some managers just have an unwillingness to trust employees to do the job. But to use delegation in your answers, and you can use it with time management also, you can say that by, if it's a stressful time, or, let's say they're negotiating some employee relations, they can, by delegating their normal tasks, the manager's normal tasks to employees, the organisation can still run effectively by achieving its goals and remain productive while the manager is negotiating wages and working conditions with the union. So that's a way of utilising time management and delegation together.